On September 12th, Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a fraud. He says he'll fire any one of his traders buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops 24%. When Jamie Dimon speaks, people listen. So that weekend, we found out that the largest buyer of a Bitcoin fund that's in Europe that buys physical Bitcoin, right? The largest buyer was Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. And that's not illegal.
He says it's a fraud.
It says he'll fire anyone that buys it. Yes.
And at the same time, his company is buying it.
His company is buying it.
It's just, I mean, so unethical.
So if you guys don't understand how the elite play the game, they make you look a different way while they're scooping it up. This is on record. Bitcoin bros, remember when this happened? Jamie Dimon was on news stations telling people do not buy Bitcoin, and they were gobbling it all up. So this is a prime example of don't listen to what they say, but watch what they do. This is a key in investing in markets and understanding scarce assets like Bitcoin. Why would they do that? Because they want it all for themselves. And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. Getting straight into it, Bitcoin's price action. What do we see? What do we anticipate? So looking here, let's zoom in the price action. We showed you, we had this bump and run, this basically back test of previous resistance. We hit our head on it a couple times, came back, textbook, and zoom in. Could we go any further? Well, let's see here. We see this in a somewhat of a downtrend. So if we do continue any farther down, could we come and retest this 20 moving average yet once again? Yes, we could. We actually could come down to 114. We actually could get wicks down to the 112 range. So we're not out the woods yet. But if you look at this as one huge green candle, because you got green, 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 and we had a back test of about 50% of that overall candle right now. Where we're at right now, 117.5K. If we go any farther down, it's going to be a higher probable chance that we come back to at least test this 20 moving average or this previous resistance yet again. And that could be just some type of double bottom pattern before we get a continuation to the upside. We do not believe the bull market's over with. Right here, Tech Dev is in agreement. Look at this chart on the 2-month window. Every time we come down to this green support, every single time, this is a historic buy opportunity. Every Bitcoin peak top has been within 14 months, 1 year, and 2 months from this point. So could we get an elongated cycle this time? Most definitely. Look right here, back in 2012, 2013, 424 days. Same thing, 426 days. Same thing, 427 days. Give or take a few days between friends. You can see from where we are right now, if we look out 14 months, which means by October of 2026, that's when this peak should be in or around that time frame, or potentially earlier. And right here, meanwhile, the US dollar DXY, look at it back in January. Right here, it was up to 2%. This is DXY. It went down 10%. It's lost over 10% of its purchasing power this year, guys. And Bitcoin fixes this. This is the reason why Bitcoin exists. They can't print anymore. They can't debase it. It's non-fungible. There's a million and one reasons why Bitcoin is the answer to this problem here. Anytime money is controlled, there's corruptions behind the scenes. And right here, there's only 106 million people, 1.3% of the world's population who own any at all. So this suggests that we're still early. So basically, Luke Broyles is weighing in on this, and he's saying 100 million Bitcoiners isn't true. So you're saying, 0.12 million MTPLF users, 0.14 million halving followers, 0.68 million, 0.7, 0.8. All these metrics are not going to go down, but you understand that at least 90% of the people that use Coinbase are not Bitcoiners. The real number of Bitcoiner hodlers with any type of conviction is much closer to 5 million instead of 105 million. So this right here, I'm in agreement with. Like, we don't believe there's 106 million Bitcoiners, because if there was, there definitely wouldn't be any Bitcoin left. and there's still a circulating supply. The price is just 120,000, give or take a few thousand out between friends. You guys get the picture. MTPLF, there's a lot of people crying about this. This is a buy opportunity. And it could go farther? Yes. Continue to buy. But what we look at here, we're looking at this pullback. Let's expand this. Let's look at our corrective wave. So this could be the peak. You got the A, the B, and the C. Now the question is, how far down will this C go? Could we actually come back down and test this dotted line? Yes, that's a possibility. We could come back down to $4.69. But anyway you cut the cloth, this is a load up zone. This is a historic load up zone. Dylan Leclerc is weighing in. He's saying that the Norges Bank Investment Management, which oversees Norway's sovereign wealth fund, doubles down on Bitcoin through MSTR and mtplf. This bank bought shares in Bitcoin treasury companies formerly known as MicroStrategy and Metaplanet. In the second quarter, they increased their Bitcoin equivalent exposure from 6,200 Bitcoin to a 11,483% increase. So while you're selling, this is an optimal time to be DCA and strengthening your position in this particular security, not financial advice. And right here, we're seeing the MNAV is down at 2. This is historic low levels. Anytime, you can actually draw a line right here. If you drew this line, you can connect all these bottoms. Every single time we have that rally to the upside, rally to the upside, rally to the upside. So even if we're conservative, we come back up towards that 8 MNAV, that's definitely a huge premium to the underlying. And getting into Ethereum, people are talking about Ethereum. Let's look at it. What do we see? What do we anticipate? Ethereum at the current time it's recording is trading at 44.48. And why does Ethereum look pretty decent right here? Well, we'll show you why. Look here at the RSI. The RSI isn't in overbought territory. And we have seen a divergence, but that divergence played out here. So on the 2-week, this isn't a divergence. This is a divergence right now, but this is on a higher time frame, so it could take more time for this to play out. But if we zoom into this price action, we can see that as far as these peaks go, this peak here that was started back in May of 2021, we see we got rejected here. We came above this October 21, and by December, early December, we were back below it. So this only lasted about a little over a month. We hit our head 2, 3 more times, 4 more times, and then look at this huge bullish engulfing candle. And it's got a little bit of downside pressure, as you see here, because we actually wicked all the way up to roughly almost 4,800. But now at the current time it's recorded, we had a few hundred points pullback. We're not seeing a all-time high just quite yet. But is there more room to the upside here? Yes. Are we above previous resistance? Yes. Because you got to look at this candle, this peak right here. The peak where this wicked up, because these candles closed and they didn't have any confluence, any hold above this previous resistance line. So the line to pay attention to right now is this 43.66. Could we come lower and have a back test down to 4,000 again to back test these levels? That could be what we see potentially. But Ethereum within the short to mid term should be potentially hitting another all-time high, new all-time highs. And while this is going down, guess what? BitMine, who's Tom Lee behind the scenes, bought $130 million more in Ethereum, and they're currently holding $5.26 billion of ETH. And if you don't know what BitMine is, this is it right here. BMNR is the ticker. And this chart actually looks bullish. It's on the weekly chart, and you can see that they've came out the depths. There's no divergences. They had this huge bullish engulfing candle, got this gap down here. So will it gap back down? I don't know, because if you look at this multi-year resistance level right here, hit its head, and way back here is where this started, way up here. This is back in early 2000. It's breaking multi-decade resistance level with this bullish engulfing candle. And if we zoom in, we had a perfect back test of that resistance level right here. And currently, right now, it's getting a little bit of resistance. But the RSI hasn't had any bearish divergences just quite yet. So it's going to be interesting to see what this does over the next few months. You might want to buckle up. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate each and every one of you. With that, I'm out.